Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me on the fort today. And thanks for tuning in for another lesson in business, aka LIB. Our goal with LIBs is to provide easy to digest lessons and strategies that you can take into work on Monday. I hope they make you think and ultimately provide clarity to make better decisions moving forward that will impact your career, your team, and your company. If you're enjoying these episodes, I'd be super grateful if you would subscribe to us on Apple or Spotify podcasts. Today's lesson is on the flywheel effect. The flywheel became an important part of kind of my mental frameworks after I read the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. And so today's episode, we're going to talk about the flywheel, what it means. We're going to go through an excerpt from the book to kind of set the tone and give you a picture of what a flywheel really looks like in motion. We'll give an example of Fort Capital's flywheel, and then we'll bring it home. So here we go. Before I get into the good to great, I'll give you the definition that Google gives of a flywheel. It's a heavy revolving wheel in a machine that is used to increase the machine's momentum and thereby provide greater stability or a reserve of available power during interruptions in the delivery of power to the machine. Now I'm going to read through an excerpt from the Good to Great book that paints a more clear picture of how that works in business. Picture a huge heavy flywheel, a massive metal disc mounted horizontally on an axle, about 30 feet in diameter, 2 feet thick, and weighing about 5,000 pounds. Now imagine that your task is to get the flywheel rotating on the axle as fast and long as possible. Pushing with great effort, you get the flywheel to inch forward, moving almost imperceptibly at first. You keep pushing, and after 2 or 3 hours of persistent effort, you get the flywheel to complete one entire turn. You keep pushing and the flywheel begins to move a bit faster. And with continued great effort, you move it around a second rotation. You keep pushing in a consistent direction, 3 turns, 4, 5, 6. The flywheel starts building up speed. 7, 8. You keep pushing, 9, 10. It builds momentum, 11, 12, moving faster with each turn, 20, 30, 40, 100. Then, at some point, breakthrough. The momentum of the thing kicks in your favor, hurling the flywheel forward. Turn after turn, whoosh. Its own heavy weight working for you. You're pushing no harder than during the first rotation, but the flywheel goes faster and faster. Each turn of the flywheel builds upon work done earlier, compounding your investment of effort. 1,000 times faster than 10,000, then 100,000. The huge heavy disc flies forward with almost unstoppable momentum. Now, suppose someone came along and asked, what was the one big push that caused this thing to go so fast? You wouldn't be able to answer. It's just a nonsensical question. Was it the first push, the second, the fifth, the 100th? The answer is no. It was all of them added together in an overall accumulation of effort applied in a consistent direction. Some pushes may have been bigger than others, but any single heave, no matter how large, reflects a small fraction of the entire cumulative effect upon the flywheel. Here's what's important. We've allowed the way transitions look from outside to drive our perception of what they must feel like to those going through them on the inside. From the outside, they look like dramatic, almost revolutionary breakthroughs. But from the inside, they feel completely different, more like an organic development process. That is a quote right from the book Good to Great by Jim Collins, and helps set the tone for what a flywheel is. And ultimately, what it means to me is a lot of little actions that happen over a long period of time are what create momentum in a business. There is no moonshot and there is no silver bullet. So now that we've been through the concept of the flywheel and read a great excerpt from Good to Great, I want to discuss how Fort Capital's flywheel works. So step 1 in our flywheel, there is no better thing that can happen to Fort Capital than buying the next great piece of real estate. That is step 1. All good things come from buying a great piece of real estate, and here's why. Step 2, when we buy a piece of real estate, we are able to promote our track record and credibility to our team, to our investors, to the real estate community, and to potential hires in the future. So to recap, step 2 is the ability to promote our business after buying a piece of real estate. But it's not just promotion that makes it go. When we're able to promote, step 3 is we're able to hire better talent and attract more investors. Step 4, with better talent, we can operate our assets more efficiently. Step 5, when we can operate better, we can provide a better experience and better investment returns for employees, investors, and all stakeholders in the Fort Capital ecosystem. Step 6, by being able to provide a better experience and investment returns, this strengthens our relationships with our team, our investors, and all third-party stakeholders. Great relationships in business are everything. And step 7, as each of these compound, we achieve better economies of scale, which lead us back to number 1. We have better odds of acquiring the next great piece of real estate when we are operating well with economies of scale. So in conclusion, when we think about the flywheel, it's these 7 different components, and as each one happens, it strengthens the durability of the other 6. And as you keep going around the flywheel time after time, each component of the flywheel feels easier and it feels lighter, and you're accomplishing more without the force. At the center of what a flywheel is supposed to accomplish is your mission. And at Fort Capital's, ours is to be the best real estate operator in the world. And so after listening to Fort Capital's flywheel, you can see how each of these makes us a better operator as time goes by. And being a great operator is when you can do things really efficiently and really smoothly without a lot of effort. So flywheels are not just in our business, but they're in our personal lives too. So I thought I would just give a simple personal flywheel, because I'm starting to think of everything in life as a flywheel. One example is the better you eat, the healthier you are. The healthier you are, the more active you are, which means you work out, which means you get out and about. The more active you are, the better you sleep. The better you sleep, the better decisions you make. You can see how doing all of these things consistently over time achieves dramatic personal health gains. So I leave you with this. What is the flywheel in your business? Do you know yet? It's an incredible exercise to go through to figure out what are the pillars of your business that strengthen the other pillars. I'd love to hear from you if you are willing to share at thefortpodcast@gmail.com. If today's lesson had an impact on you, I encourage you to share it with your network. If you have a LIB that I should discuss, please email me at thefortpodcast@gmail.com. Every one of us has had different experiences, and the more we can learn from, the better. I'd also love to hear from you on Twitter at Fort Worth Chris.